Sulman Rahim here, Messenger of the Covenant, break up 7 seals. Brothers and sisters, have a very special presentation. Very special presentation, brothers and sisters. It's an angel timeline. It's very involved, but I left some details out, cut a few corners, because we know there's thieves and robbers out there. And if you give them a total picture, next thing you know, they'll be saying it's theirs. And then you have some severe confusion, which is my job to avoid. But first, I keep warning you, brothers and sisters, great fear is about to grip America. You hear this, Mr. Trump, he's not going to do a goddamn thing. He's going to bring America to destruction. Pride. He says pride. And what's the other word? Pride comes, I forgot the saying it goes, right? Pride and haughty spirit. And he's a personification of it. Goes before fall and destruction. America's on a quick path to destruction, not next year, this year. And in my estimation, in a few days, but again, only Master Muhammad knows the exact time and hour. But it's surely this year. And much sooner, very soon. But great fear is about to grip America, and I'm trying to save my people from being impacted by that fear. Because they're going to be impacted by that fear. In some ways, initially, their fear will be greater because they're going to be under attack. And they'll be attacked by people who are in extreme fear, who think that by getting rid of us, that will alleviate them of their fear. Think about that. They're going to be in intense fear, unimaginable fear. And they're being told that the elimination of us will minimize or eliminate their fear. So what you think they will do? So initially, the fear upon us, our people, may be even greater than theirs initially. But they have a way out. But they have to choose to take that way out. No one will force them. Anyway, great fear, brothers and sisters, great fear. Extreme fear. Men's hearts be failing for fear of those things coming upon earth, because the powers of heaven be shaken. Who has the power in the Middle East now? Their powers be shaken, more than shaken, actually broken. See, but remember, they're in fear of the powers just being shaken. What happens when the powers are broken? Their fear is great. They have heart attacks of anticipation, right? Of what's about to happen. The anticipation. So what you think they will do once it actually happens? So my main topic is timeline, but also my subtopic is Satan. Because here we're going to prove that Satan is a god these people are worshiping. See, they just say God. They don't give God a name, do they? You notice that? They don't give God a name. They say, well, Jesus. You know, he's the Son of God. What God? And who is this Jesus? Because the description they give me of Jesus is woolly hair and black skin, dark skin. And the picture they show it has no resemblance to that. None whatsoever. So let's move on, brothers and sisters. Now, this is a very involved presentation. These presentations takes a while to do, brothers and sisters. To put them together, to think the concept, to do the research, to bring things together, right? To check it. Sometimes I'm a little remiss in my checking, But still, it takes a long time, a lot of time, effort to do these. And you get the benefit of this, plus over 30 years of intense studying, right? But whether you appreciate it or not, it doesn't matter at this point, right? Well, I mean, it may matter because if you appreciate it and you do something about it, that will minimize the fear that you're about to be faced with. Because there's some people when the freezer and they going directly into the fire. From the free, what's the fire? Tribulation. They're going directly into the tribulation. And then there's some that get a chance to thaw out. Right? And so it's impactful upon them. But what I'm showing here, and I'm going to move on, brothers and sisters, is that Esau, our brother, twin brother, hates us. It says Esau hates us. It said God hate Esau for that reason. Because he said he loved Jacob, but hate Esau, and they were twins. He had full brother. And then we got a half brother, Ishmael. See? He's betrayed us. Both betrayed us. One betrays it in combat where they would attack us and capture our people and give them over to the devils. See? That was a war connotation. Ishmael, right? Well, they would take and just capture our people. Well, first of all, they betrayed us. We see two aspects of it. They betrayed us, but they actually went after Esau also. See? But specifically, they took our land. Well, actually, they took our land both in North Africa and South Africa. Because North Africa is what you call Arabia, and South Africa is what you call Africa now. And we was living in the Northwest, all those countries now they occupy. Morocco, Algeria, all those countries. That's where we was living at. That's where they took us from. So they didn't want us to have anything. They took our land in Arabia, took our land in Lower Africa, if you want to call it that. They took our religion. Well, Islam is really not a religion, but if you want to look at it from that point of view, they took our religion, our language, our holy places. You see? And Esau wants to take our inheritance, which he already surrendered to us. He wants to take it back. Then you got the demons, Farrakhan. He's a half-brother also on the maternal side from our mothers. So you got all three brothers, full brother, two half-brothers, one from the paternal side and one on the maternal side. And one on the maternal side, he's in the background, right, supporting the other two. But they're all going to be at each other's throat in a minute. That's kind of part of the consequence for them betraying me. Now they're going to betray each other. It's a consequence of everything, brothers and sisters. Now they're going to betray each other. Oh, you betrayed, we all betrayed him. Now they're going to be betraying each other. Move on, brothers and sisters. Okay. But we're going to take them out one by one. First, we're going to take out the chief demon, Farrakhan. He's about to be taken out. One by one. Once they're all taken out, because right now our people in a state of, they will be in a state of fear. They're in a state of confusion right now. And they're going to be in a state of fear in a minute. Great fear. And panic. Be under attack, and they're going to try to find what exit is to the burning house. And they're going to run to their brothers seeking help. Oh, let's go to Farrakhan. Nope, he's gone. Let's go to Esau. Oh, he's attacking you. Let's go to Ishmael. Oh, he's attacking, and they got 3 stages. See, the demons they're trying to prevent your conception. See, Elijah Muhammad, right? He made a conception, but I don't want to get too complicated here, bro, but he was preparing the way for the Messenger of the Covenant. But the actual conception, right? Because there was 2 resurrections. One, the widow's child, and that's when Elijah did, and then there was, right? Nation of Islam. Well, let me say another way. Tribe of Judah. Because like you're confused if I say Nation of Islam like that, right? So he was trying to prevent the conception. So the demons were doing. That's what he's doing with Farrakhan's right now. We're not going anywhere. We're going to take reparations. Devils ain't devils anymore. In other words, nullify everything Elijah Muhammad was saying, yet claim he's speaking for Elijah. Claim he's speaking to Elijah. Claiming that he represents Elijah when he absolutely does not in any form, way, shape, or fashion. That's what he's trying to do. His point is prevent the conception. If you understand how the angel works. But then he was not, once he's eliminated, he wasn't able to successfully prevent conception. The conception happened as planned. He's take it out, he's not able to do it. And then you got Esau. What he's doing, what Esau is doing is he trying to cause an abortion. Stillborn, abort you while you're in the womb. If you understand how the engine works, he's going to try to abort you before you're born, right? While you're in the womb. See, demons try to prevent you being conceived, but once you conceive, he's trying to prevent you from being birthed. And then you got the dragon, right? Israel, he's there to devour you as soon as you're up, man. You're born. Hey, let's get all 3 stages. That's one brother, sister, and then because you're gonna run to all 3 of them, because they're your brothers, and you're gonna find out that they're your enemies, and then you're gonna find your true brother, Messenger of the Covenant. That's where you're gonna find out that there's an exit door, right? Move on. Excuse me, brother, sister. Okay, here. I'm not going to go too deep into this, brothers and sisters. But I mentioned this, and I said I was going to find a scripture. It says, can an Ethiopian change his skin? The Ethiopians, right, they're Esau. There's a hidden meaning behind that, right? Or a leopard of spots. Now they go for to clarify what they're talking about here. Then may ye also do good. That are accustomed, then may ye also do good that are accustomed to doing evil. So he says if they can do that, then people that's accustomed to doing evil, they can do good. But we know a leopard, an Ethiopian cannot change the skin, nor can a leopard change the spot. So he's telling you that if people are accustomed to doing evil, you can't expect them to do good. And that's what they're trying to portray to you now. Oh, we was devils and we enslaved you and all that stuff, but we good now. No, they're telling you that's bullshit. It's telling you right, that's what it's telling you. See? Therefore I was, right? Then you also do good that are accustomed to doing evil. See? Therefore I will scatter thee as a stumble that passeth away by the wind of the wilderness. This is thy lot, the portion of thy measure from me, says the Lord, because thou hast forgotten me and trusted in falsehood. Therefore, and that's all you get. And indeed everything is falsehood nowadays, right? Therefore, will I discover thy skirts upon thy face? Man, I said, we'll skip the curse above their face, right? Expose their nakedness, that thy shame may appear. That's happening. That's partly what's happening right now in America, because they've been touting themselves as, oh, we good people, we hate genocide, we hate murder, we stand for the underdog, right? and so forth and so on, right? And you see they're doing the false Israel, genocide and everything in America. They wouldn't be able to do it if America wasn't supporting them. And on that note, they wouldn't be able to do it if they wasn't getting oil from Muslims who claim that they're against false Israel, but they wouldn't be able to do anything if they had no oil. And they get it from the people they're supposed to be oppressing. Wow, how you gonna square that circle? Therefore I will discover thy skirt upon thy face, and thy shame may appear. I have seen thine adulteries and thy nines, and know the list of thy whoredom, thy abomination on the hills in the field. Woe unto thee, O Jerusalem! Wilt thou not be made clean? When shall it once be? So it's talking about the place where what's going to happen in Jerusalem. Let's move on, brothers and sisters. Okay, so we're going to start now. I said now I left a few details out, I cut a few corners, but those are somewhat familiar with the angel, right? Understand. Okay, so we started out 2,000 years ago. Actually, 1,500 years ago, 500 AD. This millennia they're talking about in chapter 20, where you got fools like liars like Billy Graham's son and so forth telling you that's in the future. No, if you read it carefully, that's European history. It has passed already. But if they tell you it's in the past, then you go around looking at the past to find out what period of time represents that. And then how exposed they are. Because remember, after you look at that clearly, it says, my Gog and Magog will come out of that, they would deceive the whole world. So then you would know who Gog and Magog is, and then maybe you could prevent it. The millennia is future. Millennia is past. It started 500 years ago. 500 years after Jesus, Prophet Muhammad arose. He started a resurrection. He didn't create Islam. He didn't create Mecca. He didn't create Medina. He didn't create pilgrims. He didn't create Islam. He created it. People fell back into idolatry, right? But these things existed. Pilgrimage, Mecca, all those things existed prior to Prophet Muhammad. So here we are, 1,000 years, 1,000 years. That's how long the millennia lasts. That Europeans would be in the bottomless pit. Let me see what I can do here now. So here we're using the angel key. We're going to follow the angel key all the way through, right? Okay. So according to the angel key, right, the serpent represents African countries, right? The lion. Then you got the golden calf or the calf, right? Asian countries. Then you got the yellow, represents the Oriental countries. And then you got the white, represents European countries. So this structure was 5,500 years ago. So it says this happened. There was a resurrection that took place. Resurrection means you resurrect something that was died and now is being resurrected. Abraham's Islamic Empire was resurrected. See? See, Ahmed, that's Prophet Muhammad. See, he goes to Arabs. And if you understand that, it shows Prophet Muhammad was a black man. He was Levites. And most of all the prophets, if not all of them, were all Levites, black people. So he came to there and he raised them up, resurrected them. That's the resurrection. And during that same time, Europe and everybody else in the bottomless pit. They're under there. They're under Arabs. Under there. For 1,000 years, bound by who? Islamic Empire. Which is right there. It's overriding them. Ahmed and Arabs, right? They're in control. They got the rest bottled up, locked down. They can't get out. They got them locked down for that period of time. Now, did I make a mistake already? Apparently I did, brothers and sisters. Give me a second here. I know I tested. Oh, brothers and sisters, I tested. Now I see I have an error, so it's got to be absolutely right. Give me a second. See what happened here. See what happened here. What's that? Okay, see. This and this. Okay, I can coalesce there. What happened here? And then this. Up from. Oh, here's this. Here's this. Here's this. Here's this. Comes up. And this. Okay, I'm not sure. Okay, let me see. Right off the bat. Just got finished checking this. Let's see. And okay. 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 Okay, brothers and sisters, something. Oh, in other words, resurrection took place 500 years ago. That's the rise of Islamic Empire. The resurrection of it, right? So here's resurrection, and that's when the tribe of Shabazz, right? You see here they're represented as 7 spirits, right? They accepted Prophet Muhammad because the primary country was Morocco. That's where the Moors came from. And they were all Muslim. And all those countries around there, most of them, so they accepted Prophet Muhammad. And Prophet Muhammad, again, was a Levite, black man. That's what it shows here. He's Ahmed. Right? So he came to the Arabs and also tribe Shabazz accepted him. They rejected him, they accepted him. So they accepted their first boys over here was almost all Muslim. Right? In fact, the first they brought over were all Muslim. And during that time, we got Magog coming into power during the Dark Ages. That's Britain. That's to my Adam. He rose from the dust of the earth. They close tension, bro. So that's what happens. That's what it means, because the earth, I'm showing, well, I could show it. Okay. So this represents, I got heads, I probably should have made it earth, right? But anyway, these represent the earth. And remember, Europe is an island country. It's really not part of Europe. It came out of Europe. That's why I call it Bridge of Isles, right? That's why it says came out, dust of earth. The earth represents European countries, but Britain is technically not in Europe. It's an island off the coast of Europe. See, so they came out of there, right? During the Dark Ages. And after the Dark Ages over, I'm going to jump a little ahead here again, came America out of Britain. That's the Adam and Eve. Adam was made from the dust of the earth, right? And out of the side of Adam came Eve. That's America. You understand? So that's what it's telling you here. So I'm going to jump the gun here because this happens after 1,000 years is over. And Magog doesn't, but God does. So I see where I made my mistake at now. I jumped the gun here. Okay. So Adam, Gog, Magog, sealed Bible, 1500 AD. Right? About 500 years ago. So when Gog and Magog come on the scene 500 years ago, begin two European world powers. Gog and Magog. There's only been two European world powers. There's only been two world powers that you're aware of in history. But there's going to be two, right? And that's America and Britain. That's who Gog and Magog are. Who Gog and Magog are. Right? So here are the nations. It's talking about one was like a lion, one was like a calf, one had the face of a man, and one was like a flying eagle. We haven't got fully there yet. And then there was 7 spirits. So here you go, right? Okay. So what happens when Gog and Magog come out 500 years ago, 1500 AD, right? They take control of all the nations. And if we look at it, that's exactly historical. It's historically accurate. Because who is controlling the African nations, European countries? Who's controlling Asia, Middle East, those countries? That was Britain. Middle East, India, so forth. That was Britain. Who had control over the Orient? Well, Russia had ideological control because communism is what dominates China, Vietnam, Korea. You see? So they're under the influence of Russia. Right? And then finally, where are we? The 7 spirits are us, and we're in captivity in America. That's what the angel says, and that's accurately, historically correct. And as for a result of being here, previous, this is what we came over like, and what they did is they corrupted us. See? Raping our women and carrying on. So now, what you see is that represents the inside. The outside is still gold, still look gold. That's what they call black, right? So that represents the red, the green, it represents the inside, which been mixed with something. The only one to stay black was NOI, and that should be, it's not, it's NOI, it's not elect. I've changed these things, bro. Since I would do this meticulously. What can I tell you? Both say NOI, where it says elect. So they black, so they still black on the inside, right? And gold on the outside, that's Shabbos Shabbat. But remember, they represent Levites. So they had an appearance on the inside, but they still black. They're still rich on the inside. The rest of them, like the white one, it said, and that represents Farrakhan. He's white inside. He might look like us, but he's white inside. This represents the inside of him. The elects, they're written all the way through. Right? Okay, so here we go. And this would also be 6 wings. All these would be 6 wings, so you also call these wings. So you put that together, you got 24 wings. So Elijah Muhammad thought I was 24 scientists. No, it's not 24 scientists. It just looks that way. See? I was thinking about that. Okay, now, Elijah, this is 30s. Something's wrong here, Brown says. I know I corrected that too. Why is that? Previous. I have no idea, Brown says, why things are missing. Anyway, this represents the 1930s. In 1930s, right, what happened? Master Muhammad showed up, raised Elijah. Now Elijah's preaching to the chaff as well as the wheat. Right? Chaff as well as the wheat. That's what he would do. And he says, he was told, don't try to separate them because you're not qualified to do that. Just preach to both of them. So he said, somebody sowed chaff amongst the wheat. He said, no, don't try to separate them because you don't have the wisdom to separate them. Let them go together, they'll be separated at the end. So that's he's teaching them both. Demons as well as NOI. Got plenty of demons in there. Farrakhan's with him. He's wild inside. Okay? Let's move on. Satan, false Israel, Christ, Antichrist. Something's wrong. Brown says this is dramatically changed. Oh no, it's okay. I see it. Antichrist here. I was getting ready. When we go to the ceiling, Brown says Antichrist and Christ. 1948. They both came into existence at the same time. I explained the mathematics of it. I'm not going to it here, right? Because Satan, false Israel, Antichrist. Satan and that false Israel are the same. Antichrist are also the same. Right? They're all the same. Right? Just different names. Okay, so here we have. This is 1948. This happened in 1948. And there you go, false Israel. Right? That's Antichrist. And remember, that was Adam and Eve. Adam and Eve gave birth to Cain. He was a liar and murdered from the beginning. He killed his brother. Right? But he came out of Adam and Eve. That's what the story is. And he's a flying eagle. Like a flying eagle. Remember, he had a lion, calf, face of a man. So that's 3. We're missing lion, calf, face of a man. Okay, yeah. And flying eagle. That comes from. Now that's Satan. See, he's the one sitting on the throne there. Yes, any Christian anywhere who's sitting on that throne, I think in chapter 6 or 7, they'll say, oh, that's God. He's the one who got the book. The Lamb took the book from. And the question you have to ask is, it says, no one in the heavens or earth or under the earth, that means God has been one of those places, could not break those seals except the Lamb. So if that was God sitting on the throne, who the Lamb took the book from, Remember, he goes to this person, take the book out of his hand. How can the person that took the book from him didn't know the book understand either? He couldn't break the seals. So it wasn't him. Only the Lamb could break the seals. That means the one sitting on the throne was not God. It was a God, but not the original God, Joshua. He was a Satan. Because it says Satan is the God of this world. I mean, how clear can he make it? Jesus said Satan is the God of this world. So what kind of God would he be if nobody worshiped him? So that's the next question. Who's worshiping Satan? Well, Jesus said, know them by their works. So who's worshiping Satan? Who's worshiping Satan? See? Some small little satanic group, something? No. He said the false Israel is. Right? See? He said they are. So your God is the devil. His works you will do. They worship him. And also all the nations are worshiping. Why? How do you know this? How do you know all the nations are worshiping? Because he falls Israel is Satan. I saw Satan fall from heaven like a lightning bolt. That's supposed to happen so. It's going to happen so fast like a lightning bolt. Trigger that great fear. You understand? So the thing is that the world, it says Satan is God's way. What kind of God he be if people didn't worship him? But who's worshiping him? It said right here, it tells you all the nations are worshiping him. All the nations are worshiping him. And we see that when Jesus or Joshua was in the desert. Because he tried to get him. That's the only one he could not get to worship him. Because he told him to go F himself. Go take a hike. I don't even hear it. He couldn't get to Jesus. But he got to everybody else. And Jesus said, Satan is the God of this world. So what kind of God would it be if nobody worshipped him? See? He said, nobody works. So the point is this world, America in particular, all the nations are worshiping Satan. All worshiping Satan, except the original nation, right? Because of the God, but all nations are worshiping Satan. Period. What it says. Angel proves it. And then you want his double proof, know them by their works. What do the works of Satan be? Say he came instead of Columbus, right? Stealing the land, killing off his people, women and children combined, bringing other people here for labor, 24/7, beat them, rape them, torture them. Whose works are those? Some loving Jesus? Or works of Satan? I mean, if that's not works of Satan, what kind of works would Satan do? Understand, brothers and sisters? 1 second here, I have a little slight distraction. Right back. Okay, brothers and sisters, see, he's the one sitting on the throne. See, angel reveals everything. Angel reveals everything. And I've repeatedly in the past explained to you, right? It's Satan. They worship Satan. He's the one sitting on the throne. That's who was worshiping. By the fact of Scripture, Jesus said, Satan is God of this world. And who controls this world? Satan does. Devils do. Europeans do. That's the God they're worshiping. Those are works, like Jesus said, those are the works that you will do. I'm getting a little, I got a little, what I got? Okay. Adjustment here. Get this out of the way here. I want to change my camera. Okay. Let me change my camera here, brothers and sisters. That'll work. Okay, I think it's a little better. So we found the angel, and what the angel reveals to us. It reveals everything, because it's the scripture for this time. The Quran was scripture 1,500 years ago. Right? Up to 500 years ago, the Quran was king for 1,000 years. Right? Then the sealed Bible would be king for 500 years. That's the guidance that Adam would be given. Adam represents the European countries, specifically UK. And the sealed Bible was their guidance. And the fact is that it was greater than what the Arabs had, because using the following the guidance they had in the sealed Bible, they was able to overcome the Arabs, the Sunnis. They was able to overcome the Islam, the conceptuality of Islam at the time. Because see, the point is that they don't have Islam. It says they were given Islam as a religion. You got to pay attention to these things, brothers and sisters. And religions are philosophy. They're an attempt to define how the universe and the life and everything works. Because that knowledge was lost at least 35,000 years ago when the first religion came on the scene, because they lost the knowledge of the mathematical knowledge of the universe. So they was open to conjecture. And so they said let's tell you, the first conjecture was Buddhism. I think it works this way. And then you got Hindu. I think it works this way. Buddhism, Hinduism, Shintoism, right? Christianity, they're all ideas of how they think things work. And they're all wrong. That's what religion is. It's the idea of how things, it's a theory. They're not facts, because they can't prove, and none of those religions can prove, and all it require you to have faith. Just have faith in some interpretation that some other person has. See, they have faith in the scripture, have faith in some person they designated to supposed to be the interface with God, like the Pope. Remember, he's supposed to be, and that person's interpretation of how things work, as the person, right? And you have faith in, because they're communicating directly with God. And we see a little point of that, because back during the time of Galileo, for instance, right? When the Pope, who direct communicates, he's a vice, what do they call it? What words they use? A vice, I forgot the word, some kind of, I forget the word, but as advice something, right? To direct to the God. Yet he didn't know the world was round. And then he didn't know when the earth went around the sun. And so when Galileo developed a telescope and said it, right, then the Pope refused to even look at it. And he threw the man in jail. Because he says, that can't be. Because the scriptures say, I thought you had direct connection with God. Why wouldn't God tell you that? You understand what I'm saying, brothers and sisters? Okay, let me back up here. I don't want to get that far ahead of myself. You understand? So that's what religions are. And so I gave you Islam as a religion. See, because from your point of view, it's going to be conjecture. Because you don't understand it, because the Quran itself says some verses are allegorical, some are decisive. So you wouldn't understand it. So only those who have thorough-rooted knowledge can understand it. And that's sure not the Sunnis, because the prophet said that almost 90% of them is hellbound. He said he wouldn't know them, and they wouldn't know him. The Hadith says that. So they don't understand them, because they tell you Adam is the whole human race, and they can't tell you about anything. Who's the angels? They don't know. Who the jinn? They don't know. See? Who the dragon? They don't know. Golden calf? They don't know. So how in the hell they can tell you that they connect to God and they know what they're talking about? When you ask these things, they don't have no idea what they are. See, because they don't know. Conjecture. All conjecture. You see? So how can they? So it's a religion. That's why Islam is religion to them. It's not mathematics to them. That's what Islam is, mathematics, but to them it's religion. That's why I gave you Islam as a religion, because to them it's a religion. They believe on faith. And 9% of it, who's Allah? I don't know. Who they? I don't know. They don't know a goddamn thing. But they will cut your head off if you say anything. And you got to take it on faith. Same thing with Christianity. They can't answer any of those questions either. Islam as a religion. Understand that, brothers and sisters. So we know who Satan is. He's the one sitting on the throne. And it says the Lamb took the book from them because they had the book. Who had the book? The Christians had the book. So he took the book from them. And they could not break the seals, right? They could not break the seals. And they had the book for 2,000 years and could not break the seals. He took the book from them and he was able to do it. That's a whole another story in itself. Okay, now the next one. Now, wait a minute. I missed something. If this is messed up, but I'm going to have to stop because I tell you. It's 1948. Okay, yes. Okay, I missed something. 1948. Okay, now 1948, that's what false Israel established. Now, prior to 1948, the Christians and Jews were killing each other. They was murdering, and the Jews was on the heels. They was about to be wiped out, so-called final solution, and there was no one to help them. But Elijah made the statement that we choose Abraham, which was contrary to everything they believed, because they believed in the sealed Bible, and sealed Bible characterized us as being hammed to be slaves forever. That was a justification. The sealed Bible was a justification for what they was doing to us. It's their justification, because that was their guidance. And that guidance came from God. So why would God do that? Why would God have them oppress us? And, well, God could have stopped it because he told Abraham this was going to happen. So if he didn't want it to happen, why he let it? He told Abraham this. He knew what was going to happen. He says, your seed is going to happen, your seed. But you said nothing can happen without God's will. So that means that was his will for it to happen. He could say, well, it's going to happen. I can't do anything about it. He said, no, this is what's going to happen. And this is what I'm going to do. This is what I'm going to do. And if you read in Genesis, you see why. Because it says, let's make man our likeness and our image. I mean, you transfer somebody to God's. It takes immense pressure to turn coal to a diamond. I'm not going to go into that kind of detail here, brothers and sisters. But the point is, it was going God's will. The sealed Bible was given to them. And But said, like I said, they was just about they was about to be wiped out. And then Elijah Muhammad said no, so that was going to upset the whole idea of the sealed Bible. The whole idea was the basis of it. Because everything would be upside down. Because based on the sealed Bible, they was justifying everything he was doing. But if we are the true seed of Abraham, as Elijah Muhammad said, that puts everything in flux. And so therefore they don't have a justification for what they're doing. And they have to realize they're going to get a consequence for what they're doing because they were doing evil. They're not doing God's will. Even though they were doing God's will. It's complicated, brothers and sisters. I tell you. You understand? See? But they didn't know what they was doing was leading to destruction. Like I said, they're like a snowman that you build in the beginning of the winter. You know you build it for destruction. It's only going to last for a season. It'll be there for a whole 3 months. And the deeper you get into the winter, the more stable that snowman is. Because the colder the hole is, right, the harder and stronger it is. But when spring comes, it melts. Now how hard and strong it is. And that's what the Quran talks about. You see mountains firmly fixed. It's talking about the military. It be turned hard at will. That means it's not as strong as you thought it was. You thought it was firmly fixed, and then you touch it, and it was caught. That's what America's going to find out in a very few days. Because Trump going there like he got this big hammer, he going to find out, right? Ain't nothing but right? A little a rubber ruler. That's all it is. So, but 1948, if you understand the angel, that's talking about false Israel. But when Jesus was born, it says a star rose in the east. So false Israel is the star that rose, so-called Star of David. And it says he will be born in the west then, if the star rose in the east. So that means that's why I call Antichrist. The Christ and Antichrist, we can see it at the same time. You can see it at the same time, 1948. And the Christ would be conceived in the east, in the west. Wow. That's why he said Islam will rise in the west, while the Antichrist will be conceived in the east. That's what it's talking about. 1948, both happened. So if you want to know who the Son of Man is, the one that nappy hair, wool hair, and dark skin, that Master Muhammad has neither, nor does Farrakhan. They can't get around. They say anything. How you gonna get around that the description when neither one that applies? And that's why they gave that description, so you would not be deceived by Farrakhan, because he doesn't have nappy hair, nor does he have dark skin. And you wouldn't be deceived by what he's trying to tell you. Now, Elijah Muhammad made the same mistake too. He's called Master Muhammad, Son of Man. But the lessons tell you he didn't get everything right. It says right in the lessons, he didn't get everything right. Son of Man would have nappy hair, wool hair, and dark. It says it right clearly. Right. And so the Son of Man doesn't come, he's son of a man. It's come from Suleiman, Sul-Oman, son of a man. That's where it comes from. Because he's the son of David. And David is Master Muhammad. See, you understand that? He's going to take out Goliath anyway. Let's move on, brothers and sisters, right? So 1948, right? So that's the conception. So let's look at this carefully. Pay attention. So 1948, there was in control of the nations, but there was no false Israel yet. America, there was colonizing the nation, control the nations, right? And the witnesses are Syria and Iran. They didn't colonize any nations. But they're part of European on the paternal side. The original, right? But they're Caucasian on their maternal side. That's why they list here with the Caucasians, right? And you see, the wings, that's the 24 elders. They're not the 24 scientists, Elijah Muhammad thought. Remember, he did not know the angel. If he did, then the prophecy would be wrong, because there's no one heavens or earth under it. He's conjecture, but I'm not holding it against him. He was told, use whatever you can to get his job, mission accomplished. Right? So here it is. But see both these nodes on the over side here? We do it again, so you notice that the sun, look over here, both happen at the same time. Both happen at the same time. There's no sun here, right? That's the Lamb. So the measure of the covenant, right? So both of them come and exist at the same time. And this Cain, whose mother and fathers, Adam and Eve. Eve represents America, right? And Adam represents UK, Gog and Magog. And they was the one that produced Cain, who would murder his brother, Syria. Okay? Let's move on, brothers and sisters. And then 1975. I'm talking about major events here. So what happened in 1975? Okay, remember Elijah came on the scene, right? I hope I cleared it. Let me back up, brother. I think let me make sure I got that clear. In 1930s. Okay, Elijah, right. And Moxie, 500 years. Wait, what's going on? That's not right. Oh, bro. I'm really, I'm getting up. Hold on, brothers. Let me just be quiet. Let me hold on for a second, brothers. I hate to say this. I hate to say it because it sounds like I'm making excuses, brothers, but I do believe somebody's in here mess with this stuff because I know I double checked this 3 or 4 times, and now this is totally off. Totally off. Now what the problem is here. AD. AD, right? Not 1500 AD. 1500 AD. Oh boy, well, I can take that data out. It's wrong. It's wrong. Annotation is wrong. I wonder I missed that one. Okay, where are we at here? Yeah, that was a nice little trick. Somebody could make me get a bad presentation, bro, just to give it inaccurate. Because I know that's not correct. So I'm going to just be very careful. I want to say several times I could not have made a mistake like that. Let's backtrack. Elijah, this 1930s, not 1500 years ago. Now I'm going to have to really double check everything I do from now on, brothers and sisters, because I follow, this is my guide I put here. And so that's why I didn't talk about this, because I hit the wrong date there. Okay, so before that, we talked about I think I'm missing a whole, I might have to scrap this, brothers and sisters. It may be major errors here. Okay, that's when they came out of the pit 1,500 years ago. I mean, God make our sealed Bible in 1500 A.D. 1500 A.D. That'd be like 1942, 1492, that kind of stuff, right? Okay, 1500 years after Prophet Jesus, right? So then they came out. It says when they come out of the bottomless pit after 1,000 years, right? It would have been 500 years ago, right? 1500 AD, right? This is around 2000. Okay, they would take and control all the nations, right? And that's why we got corrupted by raping our women and everything else. So half our nations are demons. We came out all gold originally, so this represents our inner side, right? Like here, this is Farrakhan. He's white on the inside. It's still gold on the outside. This represents what's on the inside. And the elect, or the NOI, the Levites, they're still black on the inside. So they're still original, but the rest of these, right? They're corrupted. Okay, let's move on. Let me say something. I might have missed this, but since I was talking about how they control the nations, right? Okay, we're under control of America, but all these Oriental countries, they're under ideological control of Russia. Communism, that's where it came out of Russia, right? And then Britain had control of the Middle East and Asia, India, and European countries, right? They colonized Africa. Okay, so understand that. Okay, so, and then, right, Elijah came on the scene in 1930s. So they was under control. They had us under control. They had all the nations, right? Then Elijah came on the scene, right, being right under the tutelage of the Mahdi, Master Muhammad. He's the Mahdi. How do you want to pronounce that word, right? He's the one that raised Elijah. He's the God. It said it'd be two when he returned. It'd be him and the Christ, right? He's the Mahdi. And the Christ is not Farrakhan. Right, okay. So in 1930s, he shows up. And what happens there? Now remember, all the nations are under control by the Europeans. And I didn't change this. This should be Syria. Well, I'm going to leave it alone, brothers and sisters. And so here we go. Elijah, right? He's going to teach NOI, and he's told not to, remember, there will be someone who sows seed against the wheat, and NOI represents the wheat. The demons represents the chaff. Okay? Represents the chaff. But he's told not to separate them. Teach the both of them. So not to separate them, teach both of them. See, that's what's happening here. Right? So Elijah's teaching he's under authority of Master Prophet Muhammad. Right? That he wasn't, let's go back here. Okay, Master Prophet Muhammad wasn't there yet, Elijah. At this point. And then 1930s, this what happened, Master Prophet Muhammad shows up. There's Elijah, he's teaching NOI and demons. He's Legion, who says he had many legions. He says, my name is Legion, and we are many demons, because he's a demon, right? Okay, that's what happened here, right? Okay. And then 1948, so Elijah appeared. He's teaching in 1948 as a result of Elijah Muhammad preaching that we're true to Abraham. And remember, the Jews were virtually wiped out by the Christians at that point in time, right? Well, the problem is that they had to when Elijah Muhammad made a statement, and we got the proof. We have nearly 400 years at the time, And and that will upset everything. It upset the whole thing. Oh, see that he's getting that information from Master Muhammad. Muhammad is on a whole nother frequency and wavelength. He's not on the frequency and wavelength of the angel. It may be a compatible wavelength, but it's a different wavelength and frequency, right? They are compatible. It's different, right? So therefore, he tells him that we choose Abraham, which is the foundation of this foundations of this reality, right? The foundation of reality is based on the fact, it's based on that false Israel is true Israel, even though Jacob is real Israel. The Bible tells you he the one. Anyways, the bottom line is that this reality is based on the sealed Bible, and the sealed Bible has false Israel as true Israel. And Jesus confronted them on it, because he said, no, you're not. See, Abraham, your father's devil, but that's no story altogether. But the point is, that's the foundations of this whole reality. And so if you take and say false Israel is not, they're fake, that turns everything upside down. It's a big earthquake. Everything, and like the Bible says, what's on the bottom be the top, and top and the bottom, because it reverses everything. That means we choose Abraham, and they're the ones going to be servants forever. They're the wicked ones, and we're the righteous ones. But right now, they're saying they're the righteous one, we're the wicked ones, and God cursed us black, and we should be slaves forever and whatever. And that's the justification. Sealed Bible is justification from doing everything he's doing. Because they said it's spiritual to Abraham, so America is the promised land. And they're told in the Bible, anybody gets in your way in the promised land, no matter women, children, whatever, you get rid of them, you wipe them out. And that's what they did. They come to America, they just wiped the whole place out. See? You see? So that was justification. They said they think they're going to God's will. And that's a complicated subject, doing God's will. Because if you listen to the Sunnis, they tell you everything is God's will. But they don't believe that, couldn't. Because they did, then why they don't submit? I mean, devils are doing God's will. I'm not going to go any further with that, brothers and sisters, because it's a very complicated subject. Because Adam was doing God's will for a greater purpose. The Bible said, I think I got that quote, the Bible says, we was put here for our own good. I said, whoa. But anyway, so 1948, because of Elijah Muhammad's, right, pronouncements, that we the truth to Abraham, they had a game thing go screeching halt, because they couldn't have the people thinking that, because that would destroy, because that was attacking the foundation. Because the whole foundation depended upon false Israel being the seed of Abraham and America being the spiritual seed of Abraham. So if that foundation was cracked or crumbled or crushed or limited anyway, the whole house would fall. You understand that? The whole house is based on false Israel being the true seed of Abraham over there. Even though they lost their covenant and the covenant was transferred over to the Europeans, so to speak. So they can say, oh, well, they true. But it was transferred to us because we're spiritual Abraham, because but if they turned out not to be, they couldn't transfer anything, could they? See, if they turned out to be not the true Abraham, then their transfer wasn't true, was a fake. That means they couldn't be a spiritual Abraham either. I mean, both of them are fake. That means the whole foundation crumbles. That means we must be a true Abraham. If we are, everything gets upside down. The whole house falls apart. And they couldn't allow that. So they set false Israel and say, see, that's proof. Because see, they went back, God brought them back, even though that's not the place where they said bring them back to. Because the place they said bring them back to would be Arabia. But anyway, that was enough. And with the preachers and all these people on board were saying that, constantly, because they know you're not going to study, you're not going to pay attention to it. And it's all on faith anyway, because if you believe in any of that garbage, they already got you anyway. They believe Jesus is going to save you, and they're the ones that enslave you. And believe that's Jesus up there when the scriptures clearly say he has dark skin and nappy hair. So if you believe that, you believe the rest of stuff too. Right? So that was the purpose So, but same thing, when they're conceived, the Christ will be conceived too. That's why they call him the Antichrist. Because on equal sign, you have two sides. You have the positive and negative. The anti is a negative, and is a negative with a positive. So both came exist at the same time to balance each other out. That's a mathematical concept that I'm not going to go into. I've talked about it plenty in the past, so go look at my previous presentations. I explain it. So that's 1948. See? And so here we go, 1948. They come in at the same time, Superman or Lamb conceived, same time, both. Right? And then 1975, remember Elijah came to see 1930s, he was telling, right? Master Muhammad raised him. He's the reason why they set false Israel to begin with, so false Israel owes him a debt because they was about to be destroyed, about to be eliminated. In order to put the brakes on that, because they said, oh, no, we got to set them up to keep deceiving these people who they are. So at that time, they realized who we are, because if they didn't, then they wouldn't have to set false Israel. So they believed what Elijah Muhammad said. So now they start waking up to the fact, and now they start being more aggressive towards us, right, in a hidden way. Because now they got to watch the sign of Jonah. We had them come together. See, that gets them on the alert. Elijah Muhammad put them on the alert. See, and plus by his deeds, because he was bringing a nation together. And they said we couldn't have that. So therefore they had to put Farrakhan in there to nip it in the bud. See? So in 1975, Elijah departs. See? So Elijah departs. Right? So actually, that's another situation. Hold on, brothers and sisters. It has to be actually perfectly correct. I might have to do a redux on this. That's not exactly what I wanted that to be. Okay. No, that's not how that should be. It shouldn't be that way. Okay, I'm a small change here, brothers and sisters. That and that. Okay, that and that. Oh, no. Yeah, wait a minute. What's going on here? Wait. Oh, brothers and sisters. Okay. Scene 48, Elijah 75. That was right. Then why did they do that? Okay. Got it. Okay. And that was on me, brothers and sisters. Got a little nervous because of the other situation, and I was just being a little too careful here. So that's okay. Make sure, yeah. Yeah, it's okay. Okay. Yeah. Overreacted that time. It was okay. Okay. So here, 75, Elijah, right? But he departs. See, he's going back to God. He goes back up to the God. You understand? That's what the scripture says. Remember, we dealing with angel Kier. He goes back up and the nation falls. Who's sitting in his seat? Farrakhan, the white horse. Remember, he's gold on the outside. This is inside here. He's sitting in Elijah's seat. Son of perdition, sitting in the temple of God. It says the son of perdition will be sitting in the temple of God. If you understand anything about the Nation of Islam, that means he'll be sitting in Elijah's seat, because Elijah is called, his place a temple. Satan's place is called a synagogue. The devil's place is called churches. They make that distinction. So temple, it goes with Elijah. And he was sitting there, he said, the temple of God. Who set up those temples? The God, Master Farah Muhammad. These things are easy, right? Just like Aaron. It's Aaron, well, what did he do in Moses' absence? So the Nation of Islam fell. But actually, it says it fell. But it fell because Farrakhan was pushed over the edge. They destroyed it and started something called the Balalians. They don't talk about that. You understand? So that's what's happening here. Right? So, if all the Nation of Islam is right, this represents death here. Right? See, I didn't go and change all the symbols. This also represents death, and that's where they killed the Nation of Islam, put to death. Farrakhan did that. You understand? Okay, let's move on. And then 1990. Right, 1990. What happens in 1990? Right? Farrakhan, he gets his charge in 1975. Right? He said officially, I mean, he walked, he put it down in 75, right? But then he said, well, he came back. But anyway, the story. So then 1990. Okay, 1990 is when the seals was broken by the messenger of the covenant. Right? That's an angel come on the scene. Now it's angel time. See? So the sealed Bible's over. The Quran's been over 500 years. The sealed Bible, its time is over in 1990. 1990 has become, first you had the season of the Quran, which lasted 1,000 years from 500, 1500 AD. Let me get this right. 500 years after Jesus came on the scene, the one you call Jesus in the Bible, right? And what would that be? That would be it used to be BC and DC stuff. Okay, it's after, so it's 500 AD. After, right? And that lasts 500 years, so 1500 AD. So the Quran lasts for 500 years. And in 1500 AD, the sealed Bible kicks back in. Because for that 500 years, that 1,000 years, they was locked into the Catholic Church, which did not teach discipline. Just the opposite, grace. So for 1,000 years, the Quran, the last 500 years has been the sealed Bible. That's been the ruling concept for the last 500 years, sealed Bible. It's been authority. 1,000 years for the Quran, invincible. Virtually, it was preeminent power, preeminent idea. right? The Quranic idea was a premier idea, which the Europeans adopted a lot of it. And then what? Then Sealed Bible came, and that was a premier idea for the last 500 years. Democracy, capitalism, all that stuff that goes with it. That was a premier idea. And then 1990, now it's angel time. It's angel time, right? Messenger of the Covenant. At the same time, that's when they begin their attack directly on heaven because they know their time is over. The time they started, since their time is over. So it says during those times, they would attack, they would be taking the kingdom of heaven by force. That's what they've been doing for the last, since 1990, over 30-some years now. What, 1990 to now? That'll be what, 25, 35 years. Right? Okay. Let's move on. 1990. So 1990, right? Angel time. Right? Okay. Syria and Iran, they top dog over the Middle East, pretty much. And, right? House of Assad. Right? They're the ones fueling the system, because remember, they're Ishmael. They complain about false Israel, but they claim false Israel is their brother because they know they're lying. They claim that false Israel is Isaac. They know they're lying. Isaac turned white so they can push that crazy idea. Because that's probably Muhammad was black, and so most people during this time were. Right? Anyway, they bleach themselves white nowadays. That's another story altogether. But the point is, yeah, at that time, the angels comes on in 1990. But at the same time, what? That's when they invade the Middle East. And when they invade the Middle East, right, then they subordinated, right, the power of Syria. In other words, they took power in the they started taking control of the Middle East. They started taking control of the Middle East in 1990. They invaded Iraq. They started their process. And we got that taped by General Clark and everything, right? But they started the process of taking over the Middle East. America, Britain, false Israel. Understand? Okay. 1990. Same time India, we broke the seals. He actually broke the seals before they did that. And that was one of his first prophecies, that they was going to move into take America, take it to the Middle East. That was one of his first prophecies, because seals were broken at the beginning of 1990. They moved into the Middle East actually in 91, I believe it was. Right? But they started in 1990. Right? He said, oh, we got to get Saddam Hussein. That was their excuse. Okay. So now, this is when these two witnesses that they cast down. It talks about that in chapter 20, I believe, chapter 12, I believe. They cast two witnesses down. Right? But they wouldn't allow them to be buried under the earth. Remember, these represent the earth. Okay. And then Obama comes along. Remember, he's Esau. He's also Lucifer. Okay. Remember, Lucifer, he looked good until he became jealous. And the jealousy was found in him. Jealous of his brother, because his brother had tricked him out of his birthright. But it wasn't hard to trick him out of it because he gave it up easily. But that's when Obama came along, right? And JCPOA, right? Which put these under the foot of the nations. Right? So they've been there for what, 3.5 years, I believe it is. But for the JCPOA, I mean, just things that angels prophesied, predicts, that I was telling you about before they even happened. And all these things are happening right on time. All these events that's happening is just like, remember, this is Angel Key. I'm at the store, and you don't see me just store and just switch stuff around. This Angel Key, if you go and look at the chapters, I'm doing exactly what the chapter's saying once you understand the key, get familiar with the key. So now they said they'd be on the foot of the nations for 3 days and a half, I believe it was, right? Which would be I think that would be a 42 plus 40, 3.5, 42 be 21, 24, right, for 2 years. About 2 years. I think I got that right. Anyway, that's what, during Obama's rule, this would happen. They'd be on the foot of the nations, under all the nations. That's what it's talking about. Because this is the foot of the European countries. They're under the foot. Anyway, let's move on. Then Trump comes along and nullifies it, right? He nullifies it. They start moving up. And there's a conflict. Now, there's a conflict between Iran. Now, the conflict starts between Iran and Syria. Okay? And this gets back to chapter 5, the verse, the fifth seal, where it says, talking about that God, Master Muhammad told him he's not going to attack until they finish. They already attacked Iran and said, told Syria, no, until you suffer what Iran suffered. Then I'm going to go into war. And it took down Syria. That means this war, Master Muhammad's going to make a move. And Michael's angels, there's two faces that war broke out in heaven. That's what you see right now, the abomination desolation that's going on in the false Israel and Gaza. And then Michael's angels, right, will go to war with Gog, Magog, and the dragon. That's about to happen any day now. Okay? We see Syria and Iran, and they're pushing against them. There's a conflict between them. That's what that represents there, right? And so then what happens? And then the second phase, war in heaven. Well, actually, I'm a little ahead of myself. This is the first stage of it. Abomination desolation started 2023. It's 2 stages of it, right? So at this point right here, and false Israel is conflict with Gaza and so forth, right? So this is phase 2. Hold on, bounce this for a second here. No small distraction. Okay, brothers and sisters, it's holiday, have visitors. um, as I was saying, right? So let's back up here for a second. And second phase, this is the second phase of war in heaven. First phase, Amish desolation. And now the next phase is about to kick in. That's when they actually go to war with Iran. Actually, and some birds say they attack Iran, right? So according to Angel, but it depends on how you, from what perspective you're looking at it from. Anyway, they get the war. They're gonna get in the battle any day now. And this will happen. They're gonna win. And that's what the whole world is looking to see what's about to happen. Now, the world understands if America loses that war, it's going to have extreme economic impact on Europe and America. Because if they win, they'll have total control of the oil in the Middle East. And for us, Israel depends on oil. That's why they were stealing Syrian oil, Iraqi oil, America. They say they got so much oil here. If they have so much, then why are they taking oil, stealing oil from Syria? Why in the Middle East trying to control that oil? That's one of the reasons why they're there. Because they don't have all the oil, they say. And all they have is difficult oil to get to. That shale oil that got to go in, See, so that's a big lie right there. It's a big lie right there. Because they depend upon the oil in the Middle East. And false Israel, that shows right there's a big lie of the Sunnis, because where are they getting oil from? The oil, the fight. How can, why are you shooting us? Well, why are you giving us bullets to shoot you with? If we had no bullets, we couldn't shoot you. They get oil that run. How can they wage war against the Arabs and Sunnism in the Middle East without weapons? And on the weapons depend upon oil. And where they get oil from? From the Middle East, from Arab nations or Muslim nations. So is America. So they could bring some screeching halt they want to, but they don't want to, because they're in cahoots with them, because they also don't want us to realize who we are. So that's why they support false Israel, to keep that lie going. That's the dilemma they have. And then so you begin to understand what's really going on, right? Let's move on. So then when this happens, now Gog and Magog and Antichrist are defeated this year, 2025. When they're defeated, what happens? They're thrown out of the Middle East. They're thrown out. You see? They're thrown out of the Middle East. And what happens when they throw out of the Middle East? Boom, that's what happens. See, and according to Angel, right? Remember, under there, they're black people. Now that's what it said, they're pregnant. Well, those who are pregnant those days. Well, those who are pregnant. That means, who's pregnant? They're pregnant. Woe to them. Wrath is upon them. See, because they're going to take, and now they're pregnant. See, Farrakhan's job is to prevent this from happening altogether, to prevent the conception. But now to conceive, now they're pregnant with us and the demons, all blacks. It says, woe to those who are pregnant. That's just talking about them. It says, where wrath is upon them. America and Britain, UK, they just got kicked out of the Middle East. And their power is broken, because now the oil that they depend upon is under control of Master Muhammad and his angels, who defeated them. So their power is broken. And that mountain that you saw firmly fixed, as it's caught at wool, you can blow it away. This is what happened. That great fear comes upon the people. And they're being told that we're the cause of it, so attack, get rid of us, and the fear will go away. That's what's happening here. See? Because we're the nation, within the nation we're in, they're going to attack all blacks. You see? And Farrakhan was supposed to abort, was supposed to keep you from even being conceived, but now you are conceived and are pregnant, and the wrath upon them. That's it. When a nation born today, that means it happens suddenly. See? Soon she travailed, so right down, as soon as she gets pregnant, then the birth is almost immediate after that. But she's pregnant, and while she's pregnant, right with us, American Britain is pregnant with us, and the demons, all blacks, right? The Farrakhan was supposed to prevent that from happening. But then now you're going to say, okay, we're building an attack. And so we're going to try, let's get with the African brothers. But they're going to attack us too. That's Esau. See? So that's what happens there. Boom. See? In other words, false Israel was under siege. God can make God thrown out. Let me show that again. See? It gets out and false Israel under siege and taken down. So now our people start realizing, but before we realize it, they realize they start attacking us. Then our people realize false Israel was going, hey, we would trust Abraham. They start trying to find a way out. Right? They know that the devil's after them. They can't go back to them. Farrakhan's, right? They run to him, but Farrakhan's getting ready to be taken out. He's taken out at this point, and I missed something here. The sun, at this point, the sun should be down here, so I missed that, bro, so that's on me. But that's when the four winds. Well, I am going to fix that because I plan on doing some of this. Hold on, bro. It won't take about a second to do that. That's on me. No one did that. I did that myself. I understand what happened. All right. Okay, it's back here. Okay. 75. And ACPOA. One heaven. 75. And okay, here we go here. Right here. Right here. Okay, right here. Okay, there you go. And here. Corrected everywhere. Okay, there you go. Okay. Okay, we started right here. Okay. So again, right? They're defeated. Right? And somehow comes to know why. Right? As the war is going on, and they attack. Right? Suma takes control of NOI. Right? Because false Israel was taken down. Okay? And so now they're trying to figure out a way out. Farrakhan, right, is taken down. Right? And the four winds blow. That means Esau attacks us. He also attacks the devils too. See? So, now, Farrakhan was supposed to prevent the conception taking place. Right? Now, we still, in the womb, said nature born today, nature's been born yet. So he's trying to make it stillborn, abort it before it can be born. That's what Esau is trying to do. Farrakhan was to keep it from being conceived altogether. Once conceived, Esau could try to abort it, or make it stillborn. Understand? See? Okay? And then what happens? What happens? When the four winds blow, remember in Exodus, four winds blow? In Ezekiel, Four winds blow, there's the resurrection, right? The resurrection takes place. Those that survive it, then the resurrection takes place. Okay, you got it? Let's make sure we got it. Resurrection takes place. Every eye will see him. They try to go down on Sunday. Every eye will see him. Oh, because you got to be real, because every eye can see. That's not what it means. Because remember, all these also represent eyes. The seven spirits also represent eyes. That's what it means. Every eye will see him. See, because all these also represent eyes. You'll see him. That's what it means. Oh, boy, that boy is stupid. Okay, so that's what happens here. Right? So as the four winds blow, the resurrection takes place. Once the resurrection takes place, what? The demonic extraction. Still 2025. See? They're all together. Chaff and wheat all together. Right? It all came together in the resurrection. And then they're separated out. They're separated out. Replaced by Shia. Master from Muhammad's angels. Rod of iron. Right? You know why it's here? This is the ark. They're in tribulation. Outside the ark. They're in the water. So if the ark is above the water, they're in the water, that means they're in tribulation. Because all this is tribulation per time. Right? But they're swimming. Right? So they're above the rest. They're swimming, but they're not in the ark. Here's the demons right here. This is tribulation time, right? And demons, they're at war with the devils. They're at war with death. It's the so-called locust war. And this is what happens. Demons are separated out from the saints. From 34 million, saints 17 million, 17 million. That's the demon extermination. They're wiped out during the tribulation by the devils. Okay? Okay. So, and separate out. And then the demon extermination. This locust war lasts about 5 months, right? And then war with the devils. It's throughout 5 months. That's this demon extermination. And then comes the goat, China. The goat or leopard represents China, India. Their feet not touching land, but they're coming from the west. So their feet not touching land is coming across the ocean. So there has to be China, India, because they have coasts with the Pacific Ocean. That means they don't have to go across another country to get here. But if you say that's America, and they're going to attack Europe. The only way you can say it, these guys, they be coming from the west side of Pacific Ocean to the east side, or they come from the west side of the Atlantic Ocean. That means America is attacking Europe, or if China is attacking. And that's what it says. So now they're on attack, and they will wipe out false out, make all on the way, but they will attack America. There it is. They're destroyed. Oh, I missed something. Did I miss something again? Oh. Okay, they wiped out the demons. Okay. Okay, got that. And the goat comes. And the goat wipes out America and takes on Europe. But it wipes out America. That's the flood, so-called flood. What's it? How many? It says it had 200 million men, army. They take out America, destroy it. They said they hate the harlot, eat her flesh and burn out with fire. Destroy it. Won't be nothing left of America. Nobody be able to inhabit this place for thousands of years because they're going to raid it. They're going to nuke America. And stand brown sisters. Then what? That's it. That's it. So basically, you start out from the millennia, happened 1,500 years ago, started 1,500 years ago. After 500 years after prophet, prophet, what you call Jesus, it lasts for 1,000 years. Europe, the Caucasians, false Israel, all of them is locked up, bound by the nations, bound by the Muhammad's Islamic Empire. The translation say Christ, but Christ also means Messiah, so depending on the translation. But they lived their Messiah, their Prophet Muhammad for 1,000 years. He didn't live 1,000 years, but they stayed under his direction for 1,000 years, according to them. And then after that, then God was let loose. Right? It was let loose. Or it broke loose, right? Because they broke loose from the Catholic Church. Catholic Church was forwarding no discipline. Discipline times energy equals power. So the Europeans lost their power for 1,000 years because they lacked discipline, because the Catholic Church did not teach discipline, right? You didn't have to, all you had to do was believe in Jesus. Jesus took all your sins. Just confess to him and do 3 Hail Marys or whatever and put some money in the basket, and that was pretty much it. But they rejected the Protestant, that's Protestant, that's where Protestant comes from. They protested that, and they just went back to old, because you weren't even allowed, unless you was a monk or official of the Pope, or maybe a king. You couldn't even read the Bible, you couldn't touch it. So they had no idea what was in it, just what they told them was in it. So then they rejected that, they protested, and they started picking up the Bible, started reading themselves, and they started trying to follow his dictates, right? And their power was restored, right? And they was able to overcome Islamic Empire, whose time has been spent, because now it's Adam's time. They was told to submit to Adam, they refused to do it. They were the jinn. So then that came on the scene for the last 500 years, sealed Bible. And now, but they're losing discipline rapidly. The discipline's rapidly, right? Homosexuality, transgender, blah, 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 right? See? Drag queens, whole 9 yards. So now they're collapsing, right? See? They're losing their power. And now it's angel time, which is teaching discipline. But our people have natural discipline, is just distracted. They've been, So now angel time is coming on. The 500 years, 1,000 years of Quran, 500 years of sealed Bible, right? Torah, right? And now the angel. Angels come on the scene. You understand? So now it's angel time. So an angel come on the scene, 1990, right? You had Master Muhammad led the way. Master Elijah Muhammad was supposed to prepare the way for the message of the covenant, right? And then he came on the scene in 1948, conceived in 1948, false Israel 7, 1948, Christ, Antichrist. 1990, he breaks the seals in the angel's time, and now that's when conflict starts. God invade the Middle East, try to take Kingdom of Heaven by force, right? False Israel set up to deceive us. Angel is attacking, them and everyone else mentally. You understand what's happening, brothers and sisters? And so now you had witnesses who'll be a witness for Master Muhammad and whatever he has, and they're under attack. Remember, because that's where they went to war against them, against Michael's angels in the Middle East. They went to war. 1990, culminating in 2023, after they were saying peace and safety. In September, August, September, all of a sudden the war broke out. Abominable desolation. Look how abominable. The uprising was taken down with great cruelty. And that's going on now. And that will go on for approximately a year. Right? So 2023, 2024. Syria was taken down, they said in the fifth seal. Syria was just taken down. Right? And that's 2025. Obama comes on, a man, right? Pride, great pride, right? So very haughty. Right? He's backing false Israel. There's going to be a war with Iran in a minute. Iran's going to win. That's going to cause the economic collapse of Chapter 18 overnight, which is going to trigger their attack on you. Because great fear the power of heavens be broken. How is it broken? Because now they come from that oil. Power of heavens is broken. And they have heart attacks because they recognize that's coming. So what they'll do once it gets here, see? And they're being told that great fear is because of you. If they get rid of you, that will remove that fear, and that's what they're going to try to do. All of those will come after you. You see? Because they just got thrown out of the Middle East, and they're attacking you, and that's one of the ways they're going to attack you, telling everybody, right? And then you're going to try to run. Farrakhan's gone. Because Suleiman's come to the middle, took control of NOI. He took control of NOI. So they're kind of like getting their fear. They're going to be in fear, but not as much because they've been taken out of the freezer and put on thaw. They ain't put into the tribulation yet. So they get a chance to thaw out. But our people don't get that chance to thaw out because tribulation hasn't started yet. See? And then what happens? Out. Okay. And now people trying to figure out what to do. So maybe it's wrong with Farrakhan. Yeah, the Islam's under control of someone else now. No, they don't know who he is. So let's run back to Esau. Let's run back to African brothers, and they attack you. See, because now you're impregnated. That's what American brings out. So now you're impregnated because you were under, right? You under. Before that, you wasn't. They was, understand your key. Farrakhan's trying to prevent it, but now that you're there, right? You see? It says wrath upon them. That's got you pregnant. That's pregnant with you, American Britain. Because this is already taken down. See? So then what happens? Right? Then you got Esau who hates you. They attack you while you're in the womb. Keep you from being born. When they be born, they don't want you born. They don't want you birth because they want you come. See, they have all kinds of. They know America's in trouble. If you come together as a great nation, then you might take control of America. If you take control of America, then you got all America's power, its military and everything else, and you can take care. You can control and dictate to them. That's one of the concerns they have. Well, they're going to stop you from coming together. Because remember, Farrakhan was telling you anyway, you're going to take America. So they got all these things in their mind. They don't know. Anyway, they're going to take you to assure you don't live in any possibility, any problem. Understand? Get it? So So they attack. So they, oh, I can't go to Farrakhan. I can't go to Africans. They're attacking us. Let's go Sunnis. Maybe go Sunnism. And then the dragon was there. How Yeshua was born. So after they attack, then now you're born. Now you're born. See the great army. And then that's when the Sunnis attack you. See. So you can't go anyhow. See, as soon as you're born. See. So then all you got left now, the resurrection, that's you come back to Sulma. Oh, that's the door. You come to him. See? And then you got the problem with demons. Now, demons are included in there. You got to throw the demons out. You kick all the demons out. And they go to war with the devils. You at war with the devils. Because now you see the great army, and you're in total conflict. And you're going to do them devils did you. So it means you at war with them. And you're doing great damage to them because you're doing everything to them that they done to you, but you're doing it in 1 year, less than a year. Great destruction here. Apart from the destruction over in Armageddon East, great destruction here, great war. So you're going through tribulation. At that time, if you go to tribulation, remember that's a purification process. We already purified the demons, so who you been purified of? That's the everlasting shame of Paul people and all those type of folks. All those, that's part of the nature, the cancers, Ben X, Daniel, if they're not demons, all those, purify them. Going to destroy them. Hope you understand, bro. So I'm going to leave it there. And as you fight, after you inflict all the damage you can on America, then you get the hell out of here. That's what they was afraid of. And then that's when the goat comes in. The leopard, 4 heads, 4 wings, China, India. China's authoritarian, 4 heads. India's democracy, 4 wings. They come together, that's the goat. And they finish off America. And then I'm not going any further than that because there's other wars after. But I just take it there, brothers and sisters. Hope you understand. I'm going to leave it there. Hope I covered everything. Right? Like I said, but I cut some corners, left some details out. Right? So should I say it's copyrighted? So yeah, okay, it's copyrighted because they'll steal it. And then they come say, then you say, oh, see, well, I came up with this. And how confuse our people. And my job is to eliminate confusion, not augment it. Hope you understand, brothers and sisters. I'm going to leave it there. Assalamu alaikum.